Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a well-known natural health educator, once said, "Diabetes is not a death sentence. It's a wake-up call, a chance to reverse years of damage through what you put on your plate." And she couldn't be more right. In the world of diabetes management, there's no tool more powerful than your daily diet. But here's the shocking truth. While most people believe all vegetables are healthy, some can actually worsen your blood sugar levels and silently push you toward complications like nerve damage, vision loss, and heart disease. Yes, even some of the vegetables you thought were safe might be doing more harm than good. In this video, we're going to reveal the 4 vegetables that diabetics should absolutely never touch, and just as importantly, the 4 vegetables you must include in your meals if you want to naturally lower blood sugar, reduce insulin resistance, and protect your long-term health. From commonly consumed starchy veggies to overlooked blood sugar-lowering powerhouses, we'll give you the facts, backed by science. If you or someone you love is dealing with high blood sugar or type 2 diabetes, this is one video you do not want to miss. The information could change the way you shop, cook, and eat for the rest of your life. So before we dive into the list, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and comment below with the vegetables you eat most often. We'd love to hear what's on your plate. Let's get started. Number 1. Corn, the sweet saboteur. Corn might look harmless. After all, it's a vegetable, right? But for diabetics, corn is one of the most deceptive foods on your plate. Whether it's boiled, grilled, or popped, corn is extremely high in starch, which the body quickly converts into glucose. A single cup of cooked corn contains nearly 30 grams of carbohydrates, the same as 2 slices of white bread. That kind of carb load can lead to rapid blood sugar spikes, especially if eaten on its own or with other high GI foods. What's worse, corn has a high glycemic index, typically ranging between 60 to 85 depending on how it's prepared. And don't be fooled by corn's natural sweetness. That sweetness comes from glucose and fructose, which can overwhelm your insulin response. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, the hallmark of type 2 diabetes. Additionally, a large portion of the corn grown today is genetically modified, GMO, and heavily treated with pesticides, which may further disrupt metabolic health. If you're living with diabetes or prediabetes, it's best to avoid corn in all forms: corn on the cob, cornmeal, popcorn, and even corn-based snacks like chips or tortillas. Your blood sugar will thank you. Number 2. Potatoes, a hidden carb bomb. Next up is one of the most popular vegetables around the world, potatoes. But for diabetics, potatoes are a ticking time bomb. While they are natural and rich in potassium and vitamin C, potatoes are also extremely high in rapidly digestible starches. Once digested, they act almost like pure sugar in your bloodstream. A medium-sized baked potato contains around 37 grams of carbohydrates, with very little fiber to slow absorption. Whether mashed, fried, or baked, potatoes rank very high on the glycemic index, often between 78 and 111 depending on how they're cooked. That's higher than even white bread. This means they cause a sharp spike in blood glucose levels, putting a major strain on your pancreas and insulin response. And for those already struggling with insulin resistance, this can accelerate the progression of diabetes and lead to dangerous complications like neuropathy or kidney disease. Even sweet potatoes, while slightly lower on the GI scale, are still quite starchy and should be eaten with caution. If you want a root vegetable, consider turnips or cauliflower instead. Number 3. Peas. Small but surprisingly sugary. Peas may be tiny, but don't underestimate their impact on your blood sugar. Unlike non-starchy vegetables, green peas are packed with carbohydrates, and many diabetics don't realize just how sugary they are. A single cup of green peas contains around 21 grams of carbs, including 9 grams of sugar. While peas do offer some fiber and protein, the sugar content is enough to raise blood glucose levels, especially when paired with other high-carb meals. The problem with peas is their glycemic load, a measurement that factors in both the GI and the amount of carbs in a serving. Even though their glycemic index isn't extremely high, the overall load can still cause noticeable spikes in blood sugar for those who are sensitive. Canned peas are even worse, often preserved in sugar-laden brine or syrup that further contributes to insulin resistance. While a few peas here and there won't derail your health, Regularly including them in large amounts may not be ideal for diabetes management. Swap them out for low-carb vegetables like zucchini, mushrooms, or leafy greens for better blood sugar control. Number 4. Beets, nature's candy. Beets are often praised for their high antioxidant content and potential heart health benefits. But if you're diabetic, you need to approach them with caution. Why? Because beets are naturally high in sugar. 1 cup of cooked beets contains about 13 grams of sugar, more than a whole chocolate chip cookie. And while that sugar is naturally occurring, it still impacts your blood glucose levels in the same way. What's more alarming is that many diabetics are now drinking beet juice because of claims that it lowers blood pressure. But beet juice concentrates the sugars even more and strips out the fiber, making it a glycemic trap for anyone managing insulin resistance. Despite their health claims, frequent consumption of beets can cause hidden blood sugar spikes and make glucose management more difficult. If you love the taste of beets, try enjoying them in very small quantities and always pair them with a source of protein or healthy fat to slow down the sugar absorption. Up next, we'll balance the scale by revealing the 4 vegetables you should absolutely add to your diabetic diet, the ones that fight high blood sugar instead of fueling it. Number 1. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, collard greens, the nutritional powerhouses. Leafy greens are a diabetic's best friend. Vegetables like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and collard greens are incredibly low in carbohydrates, yet packed with nutrients that support blood sugar regulation. What makes leafy greens especially helpful for diabetics is their high magnesium and antioxidant content. Magnesium helps your cells respond better to insulin, while antioxidants reduce inflammation, a major driver of insulin resistance. In fact, several studies have shown that a higher intake of leafy greens is associated with a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. These greens are also rich in fiber, which slows the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream and prevents spikes. 1 cup of cooked spinach contains only about 7 grams of carbs, but delivers a hefty dose of potassium, folate, and iron, without the sugar. The best part? You can enjoy leafy greens raw in salads, sautéed with garlic and olive oil, or blended into green smoothies. Just avoid drenching them in high-fat dressings or sauces. If you want to stabilize your blood sugar naturally, make it a habit to eat leafy greens daily. They're one of the most powerful plant-based weapons against diabetes. Number 2. Bitter gourd, Karela, nature's insulin. Bitter gourd, also known as Karela, has been used for centuries in Ayurvedic and Asian medicine to treat high blood sugar. And modern science now confirms its effectiveness. What makes bitter gourd so powerful for diabetics is that it contains 3 active compounds with blood sugar-lowering effects: polypeptide P, a plant-based insulin, charantin, and vicine. These compounds work together to improve glucose uptake, reduce sugar absorption in the intestines, and stimulate insulin secretion naturally. Multiple studies have shown that Karela juice or cooked bittermelon can significantly reduce fasting blood glucose levels and even lower HbA1c, a long-term marker of blood sugar control. Yes, bitter gourd lives up to its name. It has a strong, bitter taste. But the results are worth it. You can consume it in stir-fries, curries, or even in juice form, just don't mix it with sugary fruits. A small amount a few times a week can yield big improvements. If you're looking for a natural food-based way to regulate blood sugar, bitter gourd is one of the most effective vegetables you can add to your plate. Number 3. Broccoli, the blood sugar defender. Broccoli isn't just a basic side dish, it's a nutritional powerhouse with impressive benefits for blood sugar control. What sets broccoli apart is a compound called sulforaphane. This plant chemical has been shown in studies to reduce fasting blood sugar and decrease oxidative stress in diabetics. In fact, a 2017 study published in Science Translational Medicine found that a sulforaphane-rich broccoli extract lowered blood sugar by up to 10% in obese people with type 2 diabetes. Broccoli is also high in fiber and vitamin C, both of which help moderate blood sugar spikes. 1 cup of cooked broccoli has just 6 grams of carbs and a generous amount of dietary fiber, perfect for slowing digestion and improving insulin response. What's more, broccoli contains chromium, a trace mineral that helps enhance insulin's effectiveness. To maximize benefits, lightly steam your broccoli instead of overcooking it, as this preserves its valuable nutrients. You can also enjoy it roasted, in soups, or tossed into a vegetable stir-fry. Broccoli isn't just a healthy vegetable, it's a natural glucose regulator that belongs in every diabetic's diet. Number 4. Okra, ladyfinger, the fiber-filled sugar blocker. Often overlooked, okra, or ladyfinger, is one of the best vegetables for stabilizing blood sugar. It contains a special kind of soluble fiber that forms a gel-like substance in your digestive tract, slowing down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. Several studies have shown that okra helps lower post-meal glucose levels and improve insulin sensitivity. It's also rich in compounds like flavonoids and polyphenol, which combat oxidative stress and inflammation, two key contributors to insulin resistance. One study published in the Journal of Pharmacy and Bioallied Sciences even found that okra extract helped significantly reduce blood glucose levels in diabetic rats, paving the way for more human-based studies. A major benefit of okra is that it has very few carbs, just 7 grams per cup, and is incredibly versatile. You can stew it, sauté it, roast it, or add it to soups and curries. Just be careful with deep-fried versions, which can add unhealthy fats. If you want to naturally reduce blood sugar and improve digestion, okra is a delicious and powerful ally to add to your diabetic meal plan. Up next, we'll give you some bonus tips on how to prepare and eat these vegetables to get the maximum blood sugar lowering benefit, without losing flavor or nutrients. Bonus tips for diabetic-friendly vegetable consumption. Now that you know which vegetables to avoid and which ones to embrace, the next step is equally important: how you prepare and eat them. The way you cook your vegetables can dramatically impact their effect on your blood sugar. For example, boiling potatoes turns them into a soft, high GI food that quickly spikes glucose. But steaming non-starchy vegetables like broccoli or spinach keeps their glycemic index low and preserves vital nutrients like vitamin C, magnesium, and antioxidants. Here's a key rule: avoid deep-frying vegetables. Frying adds unhealthy fats that can worsen insulin resistance and contribute to weight gain, two major enemies of blood sugar control. Instead, choose steaming, roasting, or sautéing in a healthy oil like olive oil. These methods retain fiber and lower the risk of a sugar spike. Another tip is to pair vegetables with healthy fats and proteins. For instance, add a handful of nuts to your leafy green salad, or cook your broccoli with a few slices of grilled chicken. This combination slows digestion and leads to more stable blood sugar levels after meals. Also, keep an eye on portion control. Even healthy vegetables can raise blood sugar if you overeat them. Stick to half a plate of non-starchy vegetables, 1/4 of protein, and 1/4 of complex carbs like quinoa or lentils. And lastly, eat a variety of colors. Red, green, orange, and purple vegetables offer a wide range of antioxidants that fight inflammation and help regulate glucose metabolism. When combined with mindful cooking and balanced meals, the right vegetables become a powerful tool in reversing and managing diabetes naturally. When most people hear the word diabetes, they instantly think of sugar. But the reality is far more complex. For those living with diabetes, it's not just about cutting back on sweets, it's about understanding how all carbohydrates, including those found in vegetables, impact your blood sugar. Vegetables are often praised as the cornerstone of a healthy diet, and rightfully so. They're loaded with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. But here's where it gets tricky: not all vegetables are created equal. While some are low in carbohydrates and help stabilize blood glucose levels, others are high in natural sugars or starches that can cause dangerous spikes in blood sugar. This is where understanding the glycemic index, GI, and glycemic load, GL, becomes crucial. The glycemic index measures how quickly a food raises your blood sugar. A low GI food digests slowly and has a minimal impact on glucose levels, while a high GI food can cause rapid spikes. For diabetics, choosing vegetables with a low glycemic index is essential to avoid the roller coaster of high and low blood sugar. Then there's fiber, one of your greatest allies in blood sugar control. Soluble fiber, in particular, slows the absorption of sugar and improves insulin sensitivity. Vegetables like leafy greens, okra, and broccoli are rich in this type of fiber and are excellent choices for diabetics. But on the flip side, starchy vegetables like potatoes, corn, and peas, though natural, can behave almost like white bread once they hit your bloodstream. They may cause a sharp rise in blood sugar, leading to insulin resistance over time if consumed in large quantities. In short, vegetables can either be your best friend or your worst enemy when managing diabetes. In the next section, we'll look at 4 vegetables that diabetics should never touch, no matter how healthy they seem. Stick around, some of them might surprise you. Let's quickly recap what we've covered in this video. Not all vegetables are safe for diabetics. While many people believe that if it grows from the ground, it must be healthy, that's not always true, especially when it comes to blood sugar. We revealed the 4 vegetables diabetics should never touch. Corn, because of its high starch and sugar content. Potatoes, which digest like sugar and spike blood glucose. Peas, small but surprisingly high in natural sugars. Beets, which may look healthy but pack too much sugar for most diabetics. On the flip side, we introduced you to 4 vegetables that can actually help lower blood sugar naturally. Leafy greens, like spinach.